Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to my Titan Talk. My name is Johnny Sivilla, and I'm currently a graduate student at the Fullerton College of Business and Economics. Every year, roughly 2/3 of all high school students continue their path of education to earn a bachelor's degree. Over the course of 4 years, these collegiate students will accumulate roughly $30,000 in student loan debts. Today, I'd like to share my experience and my currently being in a master's program have accumulated no student loans at any point in my college career. Now, let me preface this and say that I'm not a student athlete that went to school on a full ride, nor am I the super genius that went to school for a full ride based solely on my merit and my studies. I'm just a regular college student that found a path that worked for me. My journey started as early as 17 years old, and it's still continuing as I'm approaching my 23rd birthday. Now, when I graduated high school, I didn't rush into going to a state school. Rather, I made the conscious decision to go to Saddleback Community College, and I went there primarily just because it was a more affordable education, but my time at Saddleback actually taught me that it was not only more affordable, but that I received the same education that I would receive at a state school in any undergrad program. Through Saddleback, I applied for the FAFSA and the Board of Governors waiver, which waived my tuition fees at Saddleback, while the FAFSA actually granted me money for books and supplies while attending Saddleback College. Now, backtracking a little bit, in my senior year of high school, I started working for Starbucks. And I didn't know much about Starbucks at that time other than they just sold coffee. And what I would find is that they would actually take very, very good care of their employees. And Starbucks would go on to provide me many benefits. But the most important one would be the Starbucks College Achievement Program, which they refer to as the SCAP program. And the program would provide Starbucks employees with full tuition reimbursement for online classes at Arizona State University, provided that that employee worked there 20 hours a week. Now, at the time, I was already working there 20 hours a week, so it was a no-brainer for me to get the rest of my education at Arizona State University. Now, with this program, combined with Saddleback, at that point, I had already received a bachelor's degree without taking out a dollar in student loans, and I was 22 years old. Now, backtracking a little bit more, after my first year of Saddleback, into my second year of Saddleback, I made the conscious decision to join the Army National Guard. Now, I always wanted to serve my country, but I always wanted to work in the private sector as well, so I really didn't want to commit to active duty. So I decided to join the Army National Guard. I felt like it worked for me, the part-time guard, and go to school and kind of combine them both. Now, one of my goals in the Army National Guard was to commission as an officer. And one of those ways to commission as an officer is to go to officer candidate school. But in order to go to officer candidate school, you have to have a bachelor's degree. Now, my original plan was go to officer candidate school, or OCS as they call it. So my plan was go to OCS and commission as an officer after finishing the Arizona State program. And it sounds pretty simple, right? You know, you're able to get your bachelor's degree, no student loans, and commission as an officer in the Army National Guard. However, these plans changed one day when I found out about the ROTC program at Fullerton. And after contacting the recruiting operations officer here at Fullerton, they were actually able to get me a guaranteed Reserve Forces duty scholarship, which actually provided me full tuition for my MBA, a cadet stipend, provided that I complete the ROTC program, and I commissioned as an officer in the Army National Guard, and I served 8 years as an officer in the Army National Guard, minimum. Now, to me, this was a win-win because I already wanted to serve in the Army National Guard as an officer anyways, so the time limit didn't really matter to me. Now, this would actually help further my education path, as well as putting me on a path to commissioning as an officer in the Army National Guard and getting my tuition paid for. Now, my college degree and my college journey has been one of twists and turns, but I always kept pushing forward. I have found that in life, as long as you're able to have a goal and stick to it, that the rest will fall into place, essentially. All of the components individually helped me achieve the overall goal that I was able to take away and go to school for free. However, it's the journey that I took to achieve them that I hope you're able to take away. I want my story to serve not as one as just talking about myself, but one to serve as optimism that shows that, you know, in these trying times, that it is possible to go to school at a free and reduced cost, providing you're willing to sacrifice something, whether it's sleep, energy, time, effort, anything other than money. You know, there's other things that you can sacrifice in order to go to school for that reduced monetary rate. Now, I'm not advocating for you to take the same path I did, but instead taking the time to find a path that works for you. At the end of your journey, you could be the best version of yourself. Thank you.